Hey, check this out. Look at all this mail I got from colleges, man. Look. Look at all this mail. Alright, what's good with it, guys? You know who it is. It's the boy Dreadhead DMG coming at you with another video. This video is actually going to be a story time. It's a story time I'm telling you about my college football story, man. I'm going to tell y'all my college football story, man. I'm going to tell y'all what happened to me, you know, before I was doing music, before I did YouTube, it was football. And so, y'all know college football is coming up. So I figured that now would be the perfect time to tell y'all my college football story about what happened to me, why I don't play anymore, you know what I'm saying? What schools did I go to, what schools I was recruited by. I'm gonna tell y'all all this story time right here, so. Take it back to about 5 years ago, just back when I was in high school. You know, I started being recruited at a really, really young age. You know what I'm saying? I was like 14 when I first started being recruited. I was in like 7th grade at the time. The first school that ever picked me up was Baylor University out there in Waco, Texas, man. Waco, Texas, I was in junior high at the time. I had a cousin that played for Baylor out there. You know, he was Robert Griffin III and all that, you know what I'm saying? So, it was crazy, man. You know, it was all new to me. I was like 14. I'm like, man, these schools looking at me already. You know what I'm saying? And like, I used to be out there in Texas, like every summer for like the little Nike combines, the pro football combines. You know what I'm saying? I was out there like every year, so I was always at the Baylor camps. I went to a TCU one camp and didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was on this football shit heavy, man. It wasn't until my sophomore year high school, I really started getting picked up, you know what I'm saying? I played defensive line at the time, you know, so I was on that D line, you feel me? And so I think the first school that started picking me up was like little schools like Princeton, you know, Southern Arkansas, you know, little smaller schools, you know, and then the bigger schools started coming, the SEC schools, you know, the Pac-12 schools, ACC, you know what I'm saying, all them big schools, man. And then by the time my junior year, that's when schools really started picking me up, you know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy how much mail I was getting, man, from all these schools, man. It was like every year, or not every year, like every day, you know, I come home from school, like the high school I went to, it was like right around the block. So like I used to walk home from school every day, come home from practice, mailbox would be full of mail, like mailbox would be full of mail. It was crazy, dog. It was some crazy ass shit, man. So I remember like it was yesterday. It was some crazy ass shit. It was ridiculous like how full that mail was, man. Like it was crazy. Junior year, I actually started moving around and actually visiting schools and going to these football camps like crazy. You know what I'm saying? There was one week. There was an Arkansas Razorback camp I had to go to. There were 2 Tennessee camps. One of those camps was a 3-day camp. There was 2 Tennessee camps. There was a Baylor camp, all in the same week. I only ended up going to one, man, because I didn't have a ride. I was so sick about that, man. I was so sick about missing the 2 Tennessee camps that I didn't even want to go to the Baylor camp. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have did that because I did go to that camp. They stopped watching me. I think that probably made them think I didn't want to go to their school anymore. So yeah. I never heard from Baylor again after that. Anybody out there watching this, you know, anybody that's being recruited, you know, make sure y'all don't do that, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're still out in the open about what school you want to go to. You know, even if it's a school you're not too sure about, you should still go visit. You should still go to their camps because it'll give you exposure. You know, and on top of that, you know, you want to keep these schools watching you. You know what I'm saying? And if you do something like that, it's gonna make them think that you don't want to go there anymore. And I found that out the hard way. You know what I'm saying? And so, but it was still all good though. It was still all good. And so here it is, my senior year. You know what I'm saying? We go through the season, man. Terrible senior season, man. We ended up going like 5-5. We should have went 9-1. Somehow we still made it to the playoffs. Some crazy ass shit too. First round of the playoffs, man, we went up against a team that was fucking 1-9. A 1-9 team in the playoffs, man. Can y'all believe that shit, man? A team that was 1-9 in the playoffs. Like, that makes Arkansas football look like a joke, man. Like Arkansas high school football, they made that shit look like a joke, man. There was no reason why a team that was 1-9, a team that only won one fucking game in their whole fucking season, that was in the playoffs. That shit was crazy. It was crazy, man. It was ridiculous, man. Yeah, and what made it worse is that we almost lost to them. I hit the end of my senior year, right, and then now we're finishing up high school, you know what I'm saying, getting ready to go off to college, you know what I'm saying, and around this time the super players start committing, you know, breaking down in the school, see what schools they want to go to and all that, you know. And then here I am, you know what I'm saying, I knew what school I wanted to go to. Eventually, you know, the University of Arkansas was the school I got to visit the most, because, you know, of course it was an in-state school, you know what I'm saying, and Fayetteville was like probably about 2 or 3 hours away from Cersei. You know what I'm saying? And so, I was ready to commit, but unfortunately, I didn't take care of the ACT. I didn't take care of the ACT, man. Back when we were freshmen, man, there were coaches that would come visit us. Like I remember Florida International came. I remember Harding University. I remember the U of A, the Washington Baptist, like all these schools came to visit us, right? And they were telling us back when we were freshmen, man, to take the ACT now, take it as many times as you can. Make sure you take the ACT, you know what I'm saying? All A's and B's, C's don't count, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. I didn't take the ACT until the end of my senior year. The first time I ever took the ACT was my senior year. I did not listen to them coaches, man. I look back at it now, man, and I wish I did, man, because that's why I didn't end up going D1. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go D1 because of that. You know what I'm saying? And I should have. You know, I should have taken them ACT. I should have took school more serious, man. And then the first ACT I took, man, I didn't even prepare for the bitch. Like I actually missed the first ACT. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take the first ACT. I missed it. You know what I'm saying? I ended up oversleeping, and my mom was so mad at me, man. My mom was so mad. Like, oh my God, she was so mad. I couldn't believe I overslept. Like, I had a bad sleeping habit too. Like, I didn't go to sleep until like maybe about 1, 2 that morning. And the test was like at 7, 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I overslept. I missed it. My mom was pissed. And then after that, that's when I stopped hearing from all these schools, man. All these coaches, I never heard from them again. You know, so. It sucks, man. It was tough, man. And so once I came to the realization that I was gonna have to go to a junior college first before I could go to a big Division I school, you know, I didn't come to terms with it until, you know, when it came time to sign. You know, I didn't come to terms with it, and I didn't believe it, you know what I'm saying? I was being real nonchalant about it, you know what I'm saying? And eventually I came to terms with it, and so the school I was going to commit to was the University of Arkansas, you know what I'm saying? The Razorbacks, Blue Pig, you feel me? And so, I was going to go there, and they didn't want me to go out of state, and so I ended up going to this HBCU in Little Rock called Arkansas Baptist College. And when I tell you that school right there, man, that's one of the worst schools I ever been to, man. It was one of the worst schools I ever been to. But it's crazy, at all the JUCOs I've been to, that was the best JUCO I've been to. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where I had the most fun. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how the worst school that I've been to was the school that I had the most fun in. You know, that shit was crazy. It was right down the street from downtown, you know what I'm saying? It was in the hood though. It was in the hood. I'm talking about, this school was in a Crip territory, bro. The school was in a Crip territory. the year before I got there, there was a football player that got killed while he was changing his tire. Just changing his tire, man. Somebody came up on him and popped him, man. It was a terrible school. It was a terrible college, man. It was in a terrible location. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the best experience there, but it's like I said, man. Somehow that was the school I had the most fun in. I don't know how, but yeah, it was crazy. My experience at Arkansas Baptist, man. It was a tough time. I just put it like that, because you know I was still struggling like math and I'm at a JUCO when I'm supposed to be at a Division I school. It was really, really tough, man. And then you know what I'm saying, we in the middle of a crip territory. You know what I'm saying, so there were certain colors you couldn't wear. One of my teammates found that out the hard way. One of my teammates was walking down the street just to go get something to eat, and some of these gang members drove past and they saw the shorts he was wearing. He was wearing like some regular shorts. Like, he was wearing shorts like these. Just like some regular shorts, right? And they had a red stripe on them, going down the side of them. And they saw that, they pulled back around, they jumped out and beat his ass, all because he had a red stripe going down his shorts, man. Some regular, just workout shorts. This shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I went through there, I started the summer, I went there in the summer. I went there for, like a little summer semester so they could get me at the spring ball, you know what I'm saying, before the season actually got started. So this was like in July of 2013. You know, July 2013, I went out there very shortly after graduation. I got settled in the dorms or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They had just built some new dorms, so that they put me and one of my high school teammates, who also was Arkansas Baptist. May he rest in peace. Rest in peace, Dre. You know what I'm saying? They put us in the new dorms. You know what I'm saying? And so we were there for like the summer semester, spring ball. And you know, it was pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? They put us in the new dorms. The new dorms was dope. It was like, oh, okay, this school may not be as bad. It's not in a good neighborhood. It is in a crip territory. It is in the ghetto, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, hey, it ain't that bad though, you know what I'm saying? And so I went back home. You know, I went back home, and then I was like, Mama, I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm not going back to that school. I'm not going back to that fucking school. That school is terrible. They trying to get motherfuckers killed. I'm not going back to that school. And so, we got off for the 4th of July, right? We were off maybe about a week, and then it came back time to go back to school for the fall semester, and I did not go. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go back. I didn't reach out to none of the coaches. I didn't reach out to none of my teammates. Nobody. When I left, I just never went back. You know what I'm saying? And then I tried to find other schools to go to. There was another school that was also looking at me, Antelope Valley College out in California, and then there was Georgia Prep Military College in Atlanta. And I was gonna go there, but I think they didn't have dorms or something like that. And it was like, man, I gotta have a place to stay. And then the fall semester was coming up. College football was about to start coming up. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I gotta hurry up, go somewhere. So unfortunately, I ended up back at Arkansas Baptist College. So. And it sucked, man. Them coaches was pissed at me too. They was like, man, you owe us big. Yeah, so I went there. And I was there for about the summer, fall semester, you know, so we went through the season. We had a terrible fucking season, just like my high school year in high school. You know what I'm saying? We ended up, we should have went like 6-3, 7-3, or something like that. But we ended up going like, 3-9. Something like that. It was a terrible season there too, man, because like we didn't even have a kicker. You know what I'm saying? The team literally had tryouts for anybody that wanted to try for a kicker. I think we had a motherfucking quarterback or a running back, a cup kicker. With my uncle, you know, he's a big time trainer. You know what I'm saying? He has all the connections with the major Division I schools and all that. And so yeah, I was out there with him for a little bit. You know, and then we had a death in the family, so we went back to Arkansas, you know what I'm saying, and then I just stayed back at home, and then, so that was that. And then shortly after that, I went out to Texas to try out for a junior college out here. It's a school called Navarro College in Corsicana, Texas, you know what I'm saying, and with that school, they can only take 5 out-of-state players, so I didn't make it there, you know what I'm saying? They were more like skilled people, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, there was a lot of people that didn't make that. I could have made it, but they only took like 5 out-of-state players. So, yeah, I didn't make it there, so now I'm stuck back home But little did I know that there was a recruit that came my way from California to scout players, and dark chocolate ass motherfucker, man. Coach Ferris, man, I'll never forget him. His name was Coach Ferris. He had this black shirt on with like an F logo on the side of it. And so I was like, who was this guy? You know what I'm saying? And, he was watching me the whole camp, right? And then when the camp was over with, he came up to me. He gave me his card or whatever, introduced himself. He was like, I'm Coach Ferris, you know what I'm saying, from Foothill College, located in Los Altos Hills, California. You know what I'm saying, we love to have you, all that good stuff. And so I was like, man, I don't know if I want to go to California, because like, all the schools I wanted to go to were in the SEC and in the Big 12. You know what I'm saying, go to were like down south. You know what I'm saying, and there weren't any schools I wanted to go to in out there on the West Coast, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was recruited by USC, but I didn't care about them at the time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to go to no Pac-12 school, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, all the schools I wanted to go to were down south, but, you know what I'm saying? I told the coach, I think about it, and before I knew it, like 2 months went by, and I had to make a decision, and so I said, fuck it, man. I didn't hear from the school in Texas. I didn't hear from anybody else, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up going out to the school in California. So now here it is. This is like July 2014. July 2014. You know what I'm saying? The coach paid for me for a flight ticket for me to come out there to California to go to this Foothill College, you know. And this school was way better than Arkansas Baptist. It was way better, you know what I'm saying? It was a school in the hills, it was beautiful, you know what I'm saying? And it's my first time in California too. I've always wanted to come to California. And man, it was so much fun. It was cool or whatever, but them California schools, man, you gotta watch the California junior college, man, because with the JUCOs out there in Cali, like a lot of them schools, they don't have meal plans and they don't have dorms, and so they had us in these apartments, and we weren't even eating half the time, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of them, they didn't have meal plans, and you could go to the cafeteria, but they would charge you a ridiculous amount of money just to eat. Like, I remember there was one time, I got a little bottle of Gatorade, right? A little bottle of Gatorade, and it was like $3. I was like, I ain't eating here, you know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck that. Yeah, so I said, fuck that. So, I didn't have any money, but, I stayed happy to ask my mom for money, put money on my card so I could start buying groceries, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We were better off buying groceries, you know what I'm saying, and, eating in our dorms or whatever, or apartments or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so, I went out, but it was a cool little school. It was a cool school, man. It really was, but unfortunately, I couldn't really enjoy my time there because, you know what I'm saying, like I said, the schools I wanted to go to were down south, and I knew there was a good chance I wasn't gonna get picked up by an SEC or a Big 12 school all the way out there on the West Coast, and so that really fucked with me, you know what I'm saying? And then there was some other stuff that happened there too. My credits that I got from Arkansas Baptist, they weren't enough to transfer over there so I could play. And so I ended up having a red shirt because I had like 24 credits from Arkansas Baptist, and there I needed 36 credits to play. And that was a low blow, you know what I'm saying? I remember I was fucked up about that shit too. So yeah, they were gonna red shirt me that year. But I wasn't even there long, man. Like, I was out there for about 2 months, right? I was out there for about 2 months, but I was only there for like the first day of school. The first day of school, I was only there for the first day of school, and then literally after our first day of school, half the team got sent home. You know what I'm saying? And I recommend anybody that has to go to junior college route, if you from up north, or you from the East Coast, or you from down south, don't ever go to a junior college out there on the West Coast, man. Because don't do it, because the schools out there on the West Coast, they don't have dorms, they don't have meal plans, and if something happens and y'all fuck around and get kicked out, they don't give a fuck. Like they don't. Like, most of my teammates out there were from, most of us were from the South and the North. So when we all got kicked out the apartment, we got kicked out the apartments because some of the players were smoking, right? And we lived around a bunch of Indian families. and some of the Indian families were complaining about like 2 or 3 of the players smoking. And so because of that, the whole team got kicked out of the apartments, man. And most of us were from the south and up north, so a lot of us ended up homeless. A lot of us were homeless, sleeping in cars and shit. And we had like maybe about 80 players on the team, and when we all got kicked out, they went from like 80 players to like 30 players. You know what I'm saying? They lived like a fucking high school or something. You know what I'm saying? And so things went left real quick there, man. Things went left real quick. You know what I'm saying? And so, so shortly after that, I ended up back home. You know what I'm saying? I ended up back home in Arkansas again. And by this time, maybe about, it wasn't long, maybe about 2 weeks after I went back home, I found out about another school in Kansas, a school called Coffeyville Community College in Coffeyville, Kansas. You know what I'm saying? One of the best JUCOs in the country. You know what I'm saying? Like every Division I school comes to that school to pick up players. I called up to the school, you know what I'm saying? I called up one of the coaches, man, to see about tryouts, and the tryouts were coming out real soon. You know what I'm saying? Like coming up in like January of 2015, and so you know what I'm saying? So I chilled at home for a couple months, and I ended up out there at this school at Coffeyville Community College. You know what I'm saying? They told me right off the bat that when I come up there, it doesn't mean that I made the team. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta try out. You know what I'm saying? Just because you come up here, it doesn't mean you're on the team. You're still trying out for the team. You're still trying to make it. And other people. The rooms were really, really small. The beds were really, really small. And I'm like 6'6". You know what I'm saying? I'm 6'6", so I couldn't get comfortable in the bed. The beds were real slippery, slick. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to sleep with my feet off the bed. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so tall and the bed was so small. You know what I'm saying? Like my legs were hanging off the bed and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it was a cool JUCO for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, the JUCO's really, really cool. You know what I'm saying? There was some good coaches there. You know what I'm saying? A good program, a great program. You know what I'm saying? One of the top 10 best JUCOs in the country. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was cool there, but unfortunately by this time I got burned out, man. I got burned out because at this school it was the best school I could have went to. But by this time, I had already got burnt out, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't even feeling football anymore. I started losing sleep. I got to a point where I wasn't even sleeping anymore, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm getting up in the morning, going to these morning practices and shit, and I don't have any energy, you know what I'm saying? And then we have practice later that day in the afternoon, I don't have any energy. I literally, have you ever had to throw up, but like you haven't throw up, but like you can smell the throw up from the inside of you, and it's just waiting to come out, like you know what I'm saying? Like I had those feelings like every day, like every day it was like that. It was like that every day. You know what I'm saying? Like it was horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like I still remember that like it was yesterday, man. It was terrible, man. And then the meal plans out there, the meal plans weren't that bad. But they didn't cook enough to fill us up. You know what I'm saying? Like they did not cook enough, so a lot of us went back to our dorms hungry at night. You know what I'm saying? And like I still remember there was one week where I went a whole week straight eating nothing but noodles and crackers. And then there was another week I went by where I ran out of noodles and all I had was crackers and chips. So I went a whole week eating nothing but just crackers, and I actually made the team. But by this time, I had got burned out, you know what I'm saying? And so I finished up the semester there. I was only there for like a spring semester. And I finished up there and I just left and I never went back. And that was the end of football for me, man. May 2015, that was the last time I did anything with football. And here it is 3 years later, And football is still actually kind of making its way back around to me, you know what I'm saying? Especially me being in Texas. Texas is a football state, you know what I'm saying? So everywhere I go, people assume I'm a football player. They be like, hey, you play football? What team you play for, man? What team you play for? You play TCU? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man, It's been about 3 years now since I did anything with football, and it's crazy how football still somehow makes its way back around to me, man. Somehow it still makes its way around to me. I don't know if it's a sign of God telling me that I should get back into football. I don't know, but I got my eyes open to it, man. I've looked into it. You know what I'm saying? You know, if anything does come up, I may look into doing football again. You know what I'm saying? Because there are people telling me out here, they be like, yo, you should try for the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, there's people out here that they tell me I should go try for Dallas. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know you could try for NFL teams like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but somebody was just telling me, I think just yesterday or the day before, somebody was just telling me, man, you should try for the Dallas Cowboys. They hold open tryouts. And so, I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm definitely gonna look into it to see what happens, you know. If I get back into football, I mean, who knows? I mean, I'll definitely let y'all know if I do. You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying? So, but until then, or if anything does happen, you know what I'm saying? I'm not too worried about it because I got this music shit going on. That's my main focus right now. You know what I'm saying? This music shit. So, if football comes back around, if I do get back into football, that'll be great because I could do football and music. You know what I'm saying? And that shit'll be litty. You know what I'm saying? But if not, hey, I ride with this music shit till the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, that's my college football story, man. That's my college football story. I mean, I could go on for hours, man. I could go on for hours telling y'all about shit. You know what I'm saying? About what happened with my career with football. You know what I'm saying? But this video will be way too fucking long. I don't know how long it is now. But yeah, it's my college football story, man. I hope y'all liked it, man. You know, I hope y'all enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? And to anybody out there that's watching this and that's playing football, you know, if you happen to get a hold of this video, if there's anything I can tell y'all, man, if there's anything I can tell y'all, and this from the bottom of the heart, man, make sure y'all take care of y'all grades, man. If y'all grades ain't right, if you don't take care of the ACT, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. So make sure you take care of your grades. Make sure y'all go that extra mile, man. Go that extra mile, please, man. Tell y'all, man, go that extra mile. I was literally 3 or 4 points short of the score I needed to go to a Division I school. 3 or 4 points short. You know what I mean? So, like, please go the extra mile, man. Go the extra mile, man. If you got a C in the class, go the extra mile above it to a B. If you got a B, go the extra mile above it to an A. If you got an A, go the extra mile above it to an A+, man. Go the extra mile, man. Yeah, like, do what I didn't do, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I didn't go that extra mile, I went through a bunch of hell for years. You know what I'm saying? Before I had enough and just gave up on football. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all shit, man. You know, anybody that watches that plays sports. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all liked it, man. Make sure y'all leave a comment. Make sure y'all like. Make sure y'all subscribe. Because there will be more shit coming on the way. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be more vlogs. Y'all can catch. I got tickets already to some games coming up. You know what I'm saying? I will be at the TCU game coming up this Saturday. College football's coming up. It starts this week. Man. I can't wait. This shit gonna be litty. I already got tickets to the TCU game. It's on September 1st against some Southern school, some shit like that. So I will be there and I will be vlogging. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, share, leave a comment, because there's gonna be a lot more shit coming on this channel. There's gonna be pranks coming soon, some public pranks, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And of course there's gonna be music. It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? So ain't shit finna be lit, man. So hey, hope y'all like it.